Jay here for Full-Time Devils. Hi, guys. Do you know what? That might be the record of how long I've got before Steve's interrupting me. This is the Everton preview, and as we can see, we're in a different setting today. We're in the Stretford Paddock / well, is it just actually the Stretford Paddock studio, this? Or is it anything else? Bit of Stephen Howson as well. Anyway, we're here. Stephen Howson is here. Joe from Stretford Paddock is here, and we're going to talk about the United game.
My desk like this is literally
See, he works just over there, and that's where they keep him in the corner. So we're here to talk about Everton, the United game at Everton away this weekend, and we're all looking forward to it because United are keeping clean sheets. Bruno's the best player in the world. Ighalo's scoring. Everything's great. Ollie's at the wheel. We're loving life, aren't we, Joe?
I'm loving it.
And they are available for a reasonable price.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's actually been quite fun since we lost to Burnley.
It feels like you can't say that. It's all right, yeah.
and it ships worldwide as well.
How does it? Yeah, it's been all right. Like you said, clean sheets. What is it? 8 in the last 10, something like that.
Good, that.
Me and you
That's mad.
you were chatting the other day. We did your show, and it was
friend,
YouTube friend. Oh. And did you say we have the second best clean sheet record in Europe or something?
Yeah.
Which is just weird because it seems
PSG.
to have come from nowhere.
I know. Yeah, it was like we hadn't had it. I think we'd had one up to Christmas or something in the league.
Yeah,
it was
it runs
horrendous.
a bit rough, didn't it?
And then, but we'd sort of picked them up slowly in the cups, and in the Europa, we've only conceded in one game, I think. And that's continued last night, or 2 games now. I think we've conceded in. But yeah, 18 clean sheets we've had in all competitions.
What do you put that down to now? Why, like as you mentioned before Christmas, weren't we doing that, and why are we now?
I thought Matic was a big part of it. I think he didn't get much credit because people had just written him off, but he came back in. He's got the best defensive positioning, I think, of anyone in the squad.
Just
in the
natural.
midfield.
Because you don't see him tear ass in out of place. He's just there.
It's
just
like
there.
I'm not saying he's as good as before everyone loses their shit.
Get rid of it.
Like Michael Carrick used to.
Yeah.
You didn't see Michael Carrick sprinting around.
I can't do that. My chair ain't got wheels.
Hey, yeah, we're stuck.
I'll come back in a shot now he's finished. Talking utter wibble.
Yeah.
No, you didn't see Michael Carrick sprinting around. He read the game.
Yeah.
And Matic, it's a similar thing. You don't see him pegging it, do you?
But I think now, because we're scoring a few more goals as well, and we were talking about this yesterday, that when you score, the chances of the opposition scoring just decrease by so much because they lose a bit of momentum, they lose a bit of faith in themselves. You're 2-0 up at half time. The chances of that ending 3-4-0 rather than 2-2
confidence
are so much higher.
Confidence grows. Like an example of that is if you looked at how Memphis played in his last time at United and how he's played since he's gone to Lyon and how Jesse Lingard's playing right now. Players low on confidence, players that are desperate to do something. That manifests itself in small ways in a game at 0-0 or 1-0 down. You're a bit more desperate to try and do it, and the opposite happens when you go 1-0 up. You get confident, you relax. When you relax, you see things a bit easier. You see things, the passes become easier. Yeah. You know, you can spot opposition runs a little bit because you've just settled a little bit. And I think that confidence, and one of the reasons why teams that get into good form are almost impossible to shake out of that good form is because they go onto the pitch in their heads 1-0 up. And that actually translates into them already playing relaxed like they're 1-0 up. And that has a tangible effect on it, I think. Because players in form, don't worry. Like, previously, you'd see Marcus snatching at chances. Yeah. He's stopped doing that a little bit. And he's relaxed because he's got 14 goals behind him. He's like, do you know what? I'm going to fucking try this. And I'm not going to lose my mind if it doesn't go in. Yeah. Whereas if you only get one chance in 3 games, I've got to score this goal. Yeah. And I think it makes a difference. Confidence is huge, I think.
Not only are you more likely to score that first chance because you're used to scoring, you're a bit more relaxed, like you said. If you do miss it, you're less likely to lose your head and then miss the next one. You might score the second one, you might score the third one. But like you said, if you've got 15 goals in a season, don't matter if you miss one because the next one will be the 16th.
Well, it's with Jesse at the minute. I see someone desperate.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. He's changed his game almost, isn't it? Where he's just trying to get a goal or even a shot. There's this thing, because we know that Jesse sort of does look at these certain trends and things that are going on social media, and it's like, he's not had a shot or he's not had an assist, and then you're snatching at things, you're just trying to sort of get those stats up when he should just be playing your natural game, because when he does play his natural game, despite the poor form he's had for quite some time, he is a very good footballer, and it's a shame to see him sort of fall out. Do you think when it comes to defence, do you think that we have seen a change of system? Do you think that's helps? Do you think it's players improving? We're talking about De Gea being in good form. People talk about Luke Shaw being in good form. Maguire seems to have kicked on. Or do you think it's a bit of both?
Several things. I think Maguire's really settled in and settled down. I think even though he's had inconsistent partners alongside him, I think him being a constant has really helped. him getting to know what's going on, Matic coming back. It's several factors, I think. I think the biggest factor, and not in the clean sheets, but just in terms of how we play, is just having a good set of players to select from. Probably got a lift on the back of signing Bruno. Probably got a lift on the back of signing Ighalo. Just the enthusiasm from those two alone. I'm loving seeing Bruno correct people, chastise people, direct people on the pitch. He's a proper leader. And I think the more leaders that you've got, I mean, we've just been sort of off camera been talking about that who should be in the Hall of Fame for the Premier League, and when you look at some of the names that are in there, they're all leaders, and those teams won a lot of stuff with a lot of leaders in them. And you look around that United dressing room at the moment, you don't see many. Maguire might be one, Bruno definitely is one. Could Rashford be one in a few years? But there's not 12. There's not like a team full of Brian Robsons and Roy Keanes, obviously. I think maybe Maguire's confident in himself. I imagine having an £80 million price tag and all the things that comes along with that was probably a bit to take, and settling in with new teammates and possibly a new way of playing. We've not been perfect at set pieces. It looks schoolboy at times, but we have got a decent record with clean sheets, and I think that's a real positive thing.
So Steve was mentioning there about options, and we do seem to have options now. Bruno's obviously been pretty phenomenal since he started, but been all right. Yeah, he's done all right. He just needs to work on his passing and his shooting, and he'll be great. But McTominay's coming back. Yeah. We've seen him starting playing games. Matic has come into the side and he's reliable, so he's not just a fringe player. Even Mata, how much of a difference is that making? The fact that now we've gone from having players who are completely out of form, like Pereira and like Lingard, where you're playing them every week because we ain't got anyone else, to having players that are really good that you can choose from.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's loads of different things, all playing smaller or larger roles in what has been a turnaround. Like even stuff off the pitch, like you see Fernandes commenting on Martial's Instagram post, like, "Oh, that pass should have been better." He's like, "Well, the pass was all right, mate. Don't worry about that." Like, I know it's just a small thing, and it obviously it doesn't mean as much as the quality on the pitch, of course. But like when it comes back to the confidence thing, when people are happy playing with their teammates, then that run that Mata made yesterday. Against Bruges for Ighalo's goal, just that run toward the corner of the 6-yard box from within the 18-yard box, he wouldn't have made that pass at that run if anyone else was on the ball other than Bruno. I don't think, because he wouldn't trust him to make it, and he'd already made the same run that was found in the first leg, but he was offside. Do you remember? Yeah. And so he'd made that run. The ball came over, perfect pass onto his foot across to Ighalo. Stuff like that, where the players are making different runs. The players feel like you said, Lingard and other players, I'm sure, check these trends on Twitter, check what people think, check who, and Solskjaer talking about comparing Fernandes with Scholes and Varane and these kind of things. It just lifts the feeling, it lifts the confidence and makes people think, I will make that run, or yeah, he probably will score that, or like, I don't know, I just think it's so many different things that play into it. And just like being able to score penalties is decent as well, isn't it? Like when you look back at the start of the season, those penalties we missed, we would have been top 4, I think, for the first sort of 6 to 8 weeks if we'd have scored those penalties. What the perception of
us would be if we were 4th.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it, how those 3 points would make, you were talking about earlier this morning, would make such a difference, because you'd be like, oh, we're in the top 4, we're through to the next round of Europa, we're in the FA Cup, Ollie's doing great. Yeah, because we've not got those extra 3 points. He's like, we're not even in the Champions League spots, Ollie's clues, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Let's say we finish 4th, right? Let's say we don't win Europa, we go out in the semis. And let's say we do win the FA Cup. You win the FA Cup, you come 4th, and you got to the semi-final in 2 competitions. On paper, and by the way, your best player is he's not going to be there all season.
Yeah.
Your leading striker is gone, and you've got 2 players who've never scored 20 in their life, are probably going to get 20. You'd have gone, well, that wasn't a fucking bad season. Everything considered. And by the way, you're also playing the youngest average team in the Premier League as well.
People forget, don't they, because of the run that Ollie had. I know everyone will go, you're so Ollie and you lot, but let's face facts. Ollie inherited...
Look, let's face facts. I want the Glazer money.
Yes, exactly. Joel's not going to send us that cheque if we're not pro Ollie. Come on.
What day does yours land?
It's overdue, actually.
Can you cut me in on that? Because I haven't been going along with it, but I ain't been paid by it. I want that Glazer. I'll just take a box.
We get paid in magic beans.
I think it's internet theoretical dollars.
Yeah.
Because anyone who's got a fucking
that's
brain...
That's what Bitcoin is, and that's doing all right.
The amount of anti-Glazer shit we do, and people go... Glazers are paying you. Yeah, to what? To put out anti-Glazer stuff? You fucking helmet.
See, our plan was
False
for
flag.
7.5 years, slag off the Glazers and Ed Woodward, and then
that
we'll
way
get
people
paid
will
off them.
trust you.
Yeah, and then we'll trust them. And then we'll
Love United 8 Glazer stickers to Afghanistan.
Yeah,
because that's
you're just
that's
like
normal.
Yeah, you're
That's
undercover.
risk free.
You're undercover. That's what you're doing. You're like integrating yourself with the real Glazer out people, but for the Glazers. That's what you're doing.
He's like a double agent.
You're reporting back. Double agent.
That's what they think.
And
That's
he's
what they
got-
want us to think.
Yeah, he's got army experience.
Wearing tinfoil hats going, knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
they recruited him straight out of the army to get in with the
Knew
Ole
it.
outs.
Proof they're clipping this up now. Madly like, look, they're getting paid in magic beans. I told you.
Laughing about it. Look at them.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, because people forget that what Ollie inherited. Those t-shirts are available, by the way. Yeah. See, the cotton's great on him. Yeah, if you look at the record when he came in, he inherited a mess, but because he had such a great run, everyone thought, oh, we're great, we're sorted. So when it is a struggle, people go, well, we weren't that bad when he came in, but we were, weren't we?
bad, yeah.
We were a bit of a mess. And I think people often forget that, and they look at it through the prism of where we were at when we were beating the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, going to Chelsea and winning, going to Arsenal and winning, not when we were getting absolutely torn apart by Liverpool under Jose, not when we were struggling at home against the likes of, well, not just struggling, getting battered off Tottenham at home under Jose. It's like you almost forget that, and as you mentioned, Pogba being out hasn't helped him. We've not had our strongest team or strongest available team since Wolves away, the second game of the season.
How many games have we had this season? Was it just two?
Wolves away was the last time we had what I would consider all our strongest players
McTominay,
available.
Pogba,
Yeah,
Rashford,
because
And we
Because-
just struggle against Wolves as well.
Because Martial got injured, didn't he, after
They're
that?
good.
He got injured after that. And then when he came back, Pogba was already out.
Yeah.
And then McTominay was out. And then Marcus has now got injured. So my obvious question is, how good is Bruno?
There's never been a better Portuguese player in the Premier League.
Right, there you go. You talk about leadership, though, and you talk about how he's sort of organising players. I think
If you're going to
fair.
clip that up, just tag me.
Yeah, all of us. You talk about leadership. You talk about things he's doing vocally and the sort of lift he's giving everyone. And Joe was talking about making runs and stuff like that. Does it, as a fan, does that give you that extra belief having a player like that now? Do you think, like going into this
We
game at
needed it.
Goodison, do you think, you know what, I fancy us for this?
Do you know what
Because of
impressed me
him.
the most is a lot of his off the ball movement. He's always moving. I think that he really suits that number 10 role because he just does what the fuck he wants. Like there's so many times I said to my dad, "Do you know why this little fucker scores so many goals?" And my dad went, "Penalties." And I went, "Apart from the penalties, dickhead."
Does Marcus go back on penalties just quickly?
I don't know.
What do you reckon? I was having this discussion last
Strikers
night.
live and die by penalties. You should always give it your striker realistically, but
22 out of his 24 penalties, Bruno.
it's not bad that.
90 plus success rate.
Yeah.
It's that way he does it, though. Does he always do it that way?
Not always. but
Right,
he
because that makes me a little bit like... oh.
Yeah, because goalkeepers that don't dive stand there and go, "Now what, not
Ronaldo 2008, anyone?
Mignolet did half a step one way last night and went the other way, and he still put it the other way.
Do you know what I loved about last night as well? The Bruges game was Fernandes going mad at the ref when Mignolet took out Chong, demanding that he send off Mignolet. Quality of that. Love a bit of that. We missed a bit of that at Old Trafford because everyone else was pretty quiet, and I've seen Bruno was like right in the referee's face, like screaming at him, and Mignolet came over like, "Oh, it was an accident," sort of thing. But no, he's a Scouser doing the right thing. Right, predicted 11 times. Steve, I'll let you go first.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! There you go. He's obviously researched this well, and we know fully who's fit and who isn't. I think Tony M is out,
I didn't actually watch the presser earlier because
but we did that thing, didn't we, with that there Sky, and they said that he was out, didn't they?
Yeah. Have we spoke about that at all? Because did you see what Solskjaer said?
No.
about
Is
like-
this gonna?
His thigh in and around the knee, which that's like what 2 weeks or 6 months, like knee.
Don't start throwing months around.
That could be anything though. He's like, oh, we're not sure. He did
Have
a
we
bit
got
of
like
stuff.
some gladiatorial school going on in training or what?
Yeah.
They're like hitting each other with baseball bats. What
what
is
would your
going on?
go-to weapon be?
If I was at gladiatorial school, a gun.
A gun.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Mine would be Harry Maguire's head.
Or even better.
Oh,
Yeah, just
as
on
a shield.
on a stick.
Oh, nice.
I
big
just stand.
mace.
Yeah, I just stand behind Eric Bailly.
Yeah.
I love that knobhead, you know. Do you know what? I think Maguire just takes an edge of the mentalness off him, but allows him to be himself.
Is that the
That's
partnership?
another character.
If we had a centre back partnership and not the back three, would that be your partnership? Even if everyone, including Axel and Victor and everyone, is fit.
I think so. I think I would like to see how that goes. Give it like a dozen games and
The
see.
trouble with Bailly is, I love him, I do, but he's made of glass.
Yeah.
He's always, I'm like, people knowing that, but look at his record. He'd play every game if he was fit because he's mint, but he's constantly injured. Even after Chelsea, he got another knock.
Yeah.
And it's like, we just have to rest him.
That's because he's mental.
Yeah, there is
Because he's
cause and
got a
effect there.
complete and utter disregard for his own safety.
I can't believe there was ever a time when we thought we could have Marcus Rojo and Eric Bailly in the same
Mint on
defence. Like, that is...
But there's a reason that people make ghost chilies and like Reaper chilies
That's
and like
just
experiment
like-
to make hotter and hotter hot sauce.
Yeah. You know what
I mean?
Sometimes
That's
you
what
can't
we're
have enough
doing.
hot sauce.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Can we put them
Yeah.
butt together?"
And let's hope for
And
it.
we was like, "No."
Hopefully somehow they have a
No.
kid together, and then that kid is the next centre back, and you just keep doing that, like breeding them for their qualities of just madness.
just like-
We need madness.
Yeah.
Imagine if everyone was like Michael Owen. How fucking dull the world will be. No, you need colour,
Cinemas
you
would
need
have gone out of
flavour.
business about 75
Know what I'm
years
saying?
ago as well, wouldn't they? If everyone was like Michael Owen.
boring
Only watched 10
dicks.
films.
Even after the 4-3, his interview was boring.
Yeah.
You actually watched it. It was just like, really? You've just scored probably the most amazing goal in the derby because
They
the way
basically
it
ended
happened.
up in the fucking
Yeah.
river.
And you've
Like-
spoke about it like it was, the fifth goal in a 5-0 win away at Rotherham. Get a grip. Yeah,
Boring.
predicted 11. Go on, actually.
All
asked
right,
you,
yeah.
but you've not done
I
any
think it'll probably be
research.
David De Gea. in there.
Controversial, but, might just work.
He's probably going to persist with Shaw at left back. Juan Bissaka.
Are you going, what formation are you going? Because there's a debate now.
Especially against Everton, because they're a decent, someone that you might have to worry about.
I think it'd be a bit giddy to go with a diamond. But I do like it. Fuck it, do the diamond. I think I'm... Yeah, well, let's find out. Let's start talking and see what happens.
We'll try and keep
We'll
track
go
of
with-
how many players get picked.
We'll go with Bay
14,
and...
15, another bit.
That'd work.
Fly off.
That would definitely work, yeah.
So many times we get this wrong. It's unreal.
Bay and Maguire, centre half. So same back four as
Right,
last night with De Gea in net. I'm going to go with McTominay, Fredge,
Oh.
and Matic.
Right, so that's 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm going to go with McTominay and Fredge and Matic in behind them.
yeah,
And with Bruno at the tip.
yeah.
Thought you'd never ask.
And I'm going to say Greenwood and Ighalo up front.
Oh, that's naughty.
Pretty tasty, that,
Do
isn't
you
it?
like that, yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
I don't mind it. Don't bloody mind it, man.
Joe,
Way more sexy than the to be.
this is taking a turn for the weird, this.
I mean, I'll be honest, mine's pretty similar.
Go on then.
Same back four, back five. I think it's De Gea will come back in. No way, it's not going to be Wan-Bissaka. Maguire's certain. I reckon it might be Lindelof instead of Bailly, just because I don't think he'll play 2 games in a week. And then Luke Shaw, he seems to have, at least in the eyes of most people, regained his form. I know you don't necessarily agree.
See, I don't agree, but now I'm scared to say it because everyone goes, he's just jumping on Steve Nelson's bandwagon. So
Well,
I'm not even going to comment.
I'm the only one that's not on the
Excuse me,
bandwagon.
it's a bandwagon.
I
Sorry,
think he's been
Bramwell,
good.
I'm not even gonna
I think Luke
comment.
Shaw has been good, so I think he'll play. And I think it will be a 4-2-3-1. I think
Been
we'll,
acceptable, Joe.
We'll see Matic and Fred. I think, again, McTominay starting 2 games in 4 days after not playing for 2 months is probably...
He did take him off, didn't he?
Stretch
I
too
think
far.
last night.
Yeah,
So
he might start him, but I think
you know.
I personally I would go Fred and Matic and Bruno as your 3, and then James, Ighalo, Greenwood.
I don't think he's going to play James.
Do you know?
No, I think he was shy against Bruce.
But he's
I will forever give that man a pass. I don't care.
No, that's fine, but like,
No,
let's
I'm not
let's
disputing
not say he was
no,
good
I'm not
when he
disputing
wasn't.
that. I'm not disputing that. So I'm just saying. I
don't
think
think he was great.
He's what is he on now? 30 odd games. In
Yeah,
fucking
just,
February.
he was-
just rest the guy.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't think
absolutely
he was
ran
good.
into
I
the
don't think
ground.
he was good against Bruges. I did think he was better than people said he was against Watford, though.
I think he was that good.
I thought he made some good movements, especially for the Martial goal. His build-up play with Shaw on the left was good. I thought he made a few good balls in the box. I don't think he's been great the last sort of couple of months, but I think he'll probably start him.
Close your eyes and imagine Rashford there last night instead of him, and the difference.
Well, yeah, the difference
That's-
is startling.
Close your eyes.
19 goals.
Right, I'll go with, just because I'll do one, 'cause only 3 of us. I'll go with De Gea. I'll do 3 at the back of controversial. Shaw, Lindelof, and Maguire. I agree with you about the Bailly thing. Even though
You're
I
not worried
prefer-
about like Calvert-Lewin lining up against Shaw in a back 3.
I am, but I'm going off predicted, as you all know. If this was my team, I'd have fucking Danny Welbeck in it. That's a different story.
Fucking deadly serious.
Why didn't we bring him back in January? Anyway, Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the right wing back. Brandon Williams as the left wing back. He's not suspended, is he?
Oh no, I think
no.
and,
No, he can play.
someone was close to it. I think though.
Right. Okay. So I'd have him as left back, left wing back. Sorry, I should say. Fred and Matic. I agree with you about McTominay.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if he's going to start. And Bruno, and then the 2 strikers would be Mason Greenwood, who's dynamite, and my new favourite human being, Odion Ighalo.
All good sides. Better than they've been. Like, remember it was, Matic.
No one picked Pereira.
Matic, Pereira, Lingard,
I know,
midfield.
and I don't want to hate on him, but if literally we were like, instead of Bruno, you put in Pereira in there because you haven't got any option, you'd have a different feeling about it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be like, it's going to be a struggle, this. But it's just,
Did
it
you not
makes
see the
such
difference
difference.
after Bruno went off?
Yeah,
The level of chance creation just
No.
disappeared.
Yeah.
I know we scored a couple of goals after that, but the chances were not of the same
Yeah,
quality.
because it's not just that he's got, 2 goals, 2 assists, but the amount of goals he's played a huge part in. Like the Ighalo one yesterday, that was essentially a Bruno assist.
I'm going to
and it
start a
was Matic.
petition for him to get an assist.
But
for that.
and he didn't get assist for the Martial one at the weekend because it hit the goal and came back to Martial. Like, he's been involved in probably 7 or 8 goals since he
don't
got
happen
here.
without his thing.
Yeah.
This was the Scholes argument.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much the Scholes argument. Scholes has just created. He's in his own house and he's gone fucking have one of them to Beckham or Giggs who've gone and stuck it
just
in.
passed it across.
And then York's fucking edited it in. And you go, that's not a goal without Scholes' involvement.
Before as well, you were saying about Fernandez's movement off the ball. every time you see clips
in
of
the number
Scholes,
9
when he
position,
passes it and he just does a little jog to the side, gets it back. But he does that like pass and I'll just move around here and I've got it back. Oh, I'll just move around here and I've got it back.
awesome.
Little 5-yard
Can you
runs after
see
passes.
as well, going back to that movement, the difference already from Wolves, where people weren't moving around him and he was getting annoyed,
Yeah.
and he was like, to now, where people, like you were saying about Matter and others, well, Matter's on that wavelength anyway, but others are going, he's got the ball, right, I need to give him I need to do something more than just stand
and
there
now imagine
waiting
that in August,
because he's not
after
gonna,
a full pre-season, after a couple of months of him, and people got used to the ability. Because, like, I imagine Rennie Mullenstein did a video a long time ago where he was talking about one of the drills that they used to just run all the time, and it was, I think it was when we had Nani and Valencia on the wings, and he said he used to have about a dozen balls in the centre circle. And they would have 2 people would have to try and close down Scholes, and he would be given a ball, and he would,
just annoying that, innit? That's just really going to frustrate you,
I
innit?
have to do it again.
like, I've got to chase Scholes. The funny thing is, not someone, 2 people, and Scholes gets passed the ball to him by Rennie, and he directs it somewhere, and then whichever direction he goes to, that winger, whether it's Nani on this side or whatever, Valencia on this side, Nani on this side, they start going. And then he just puts a ball into their path. And they practice that for an hour of him just like taking the ball under pressure and pinging one for the wing. And you just think, that takes a while to get used to. Where is that ball going to drop when he hits it? How fast is that guy? When they get that sort of like knowledge about each other, you're going to start to see. When Dan James knows, if I start running now, you saw it as soon as Greenwood came on, he saw someone pick the ball up and started running. Now that didn't happen 2 months ago.
No, and it obviously that is centered around Fernandes at the minute. But if those runs happen more often, like there was, I think it was the first goal actually. It was Fred down the left hand side, was it? And McTominay found that ball in through 2 people to him, and the ball came in. They had the shot, and he was obviously the sending off and the thing. But those sorts of runs, like Fred pushing up down the left hand side, it's not. Fernandes is the best at playing those balls, but if people are making those runs more often, McTominay can make them sometimes, Fred can make them sometimes, Greenwood can make them as well. He's got a good passing
And
range.
even if someone's not being found with those, the sheer fact that the fullback has to go,
Oh shit, I'm turning around, I'm
where's
sprinting
he
towards
gone?
my own goal.
Oh shit, where's he gone?
Yeah.
That's rather than just going, mark him, fine.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to, if those sorts of, that's what, I mean, I hate to bring it back to Liverpool, we've gone all the whole show without talking about them, but
Do it.
Almost.
they've integrated those runs in behind and everyone just explodes as soon as anyone gets the ball, that people who aren't that great at passing, you just chip those balls over, and if 4 out of 10 times they come off, like I said, you've got a pass across the box for someone, you got a cut back for someone.
This is what works with City. Someone knows
City's another good example.
when someone jibs along that byline, get yourself in and around the penalty spot. Now they might not call it a penalty spot. For us laymen, like watching it,
they've
looks
probably
like
got zones.
Yeah,
haven't
they probably go. It's always when it's this guy, it's always left of the penalty spot. When this one, it's always forward of the penalty spot. It's probably already identified. Otherwise, the opposition probably going to pick it up really easy. But they know that when this guy goes to the byline, you get in support of him because the ball's likely to come back. And actually, Big Sam was a massive innovator in certain things in the Premier League, and he worked out that winning second balls in certain zones of the pitch was going to be effective. And they was a big team, big physical team, and they'd use, was it Kevin Davis?
Kevin Davis, yeah.
And they
Don't
just
get me
put the
started-
ball
don't get me
up
started on him.
to
playing
no
it.
fucker, and then he'd press and win the ball back, and they've just turned over possession in your third, and now Anelka's getting a shot off, and you go, how the fuck have they just... Because that's what they worked on, because they knew When this ball comes up, we're not even challenging you for the ball, but when you bring
We'll
it
get the
down,
next one.
we're on you.
Yeah.
And that's football.
It's that having that belief as well, and you see making those runs, knowing that you've got someone who's gonna. You don't have to keep checking your run and keep, just make the run because someone like Bruno's on the ball. You don't need to worry about it. Everton, Ancelotti doing all right until they got beat at the Emirates.
Do you know what? They're conceding goals though.
Good.
I think the last clean sheet they had was it Bournemouth, something like that.
Your guess is as good as mine there. I think you've got the
Brighton.
Which
So-
was when?
1-0. And that was 11th of Jan.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
6
because
weeks.
I think they were. I think had they beaten Arsenal, they would have been in with a shout in Champions League. I think now, okay, if they beat us, they're still going to be like, oh, maybe, but it's highly unlikely. You mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Is he the man? Lewin even? Is he the man to?
Oh, this is always going to bite you in the ass, isn't it? I think he's fairly basic and limited, but he is a good number 9. And I know that
He's having a good
kind of been
season as
linked
well,
with
isn't he?
him, yeah. He's got ability. He's not shit. He's certainly not shit. He's got good range about him. He's got a good ability, good technique, but there's an X factor that I think he misses. That I think some players.
I mean, he's no Odion Ighalo, but who is? To be fair,
mean, yeah.
do you know what I mean?
What have the Everton haven't beat many standout teams in this good run they've had, have they? Obviously, they lost to Arsenal.
This recent
I know
run
they've
you've
beaten
got-
Brighton and
They
Watford.
beat under Ferguson. They beat Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, since
But no,
Ancelotti came
yeah,
in-
you're right. I don't
I mean,
think
recent form is obviously they beat Brighton.
Yeah.
They drew away to West Ham. That's
Yeah.
not really a good result. They drew at home to Newcastle.
Yeah.
2-2, showing a
And-
lot of
and that's the
frailties
thing-
there. Beat Watford.
Yeah.
Beat Palace.
Their
Lost to
upturn in
Arsenal.
form has been.
so. It's not that great actually.
Pretty
When you
good.
look at it like that, I thought it was
but,
better
they,
than that.
but you have to remember how bad they were before. Ferguson.
They had that
That's the thing, they
horrendous
were
away run
terrible.
as well, didn't they? I think
Yeah.
they'd not won a 14 away games or
Yeah,
one in
so
14 under Marco Silva.
Yeah.
So under Ferguson as well, where they got some decent results, including a draw at Old Trafford when we were on a bit of a high. And then Ancelotti's obviously came in. They've got some good results under him.
Yeah.
Got themselves in the conversation. He seems to be as well. I mean, I've not watched a lot of Everton. He seems to be getting a tune out of some of the players that you thought were utter crap, including Morgan Schneiderlin and even Theo Walcott. I think they're not playing out of skin, not brilliant,
know
but
what?
they're getting
Everton
some
were
decent
underperforming
performances
previously.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Is that
And it's like-
they was in a false position initially.
Right.
Because you look at that 11. That's not a bad 11. You got the likes of Digne, decent.
Yeah, I'll rate it.
Mina, decent. Coleman, still decent. Pickford should be pretty decent. I know we all know he's got his frailties, but still international level.
Yeah,
Iwobi's not shit, even though he's not having a great season. Sigurdsson, I think, is great.
Excellent player.
Richarlison's deadly
one
at
of
times.
the better attackers in the league, Richarlison.
Richarlison's always a handful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd always think
Gomez,
like,
still these are solid.
They've got good players.
They-
Yeah. And
like,
he's back now as well.
People
isn't
like Gomez and Sigurdsson would have played 25 games.
that
for United.
team you've mentioned there,
Richarlison
you've
as
named,
well.
and those players, you've mentioned, that is a team that you'd expect to be pretty much where they are now. Whereas
yeah,
Well,
fifth,
well,
sixth, seventh.
sort of in that sort of mid-table
Europe.
range, where under Marco Silva they were like right
Yeah.
at the bottom, weren't they?
They're
They were
11th.
11th, so maybe a little bit higher than that. Yeah, if you look at it in the context of this season, yeah, I'd probably put them in the top half, but you certainly won't have them like sort of just above the
I
relegation.
think the Arsenal
zone,
result
where I think
helps
they
us as well. I think just a little knock on that confidence, because obviously they'll probably be thinking a lot of those players, or certainly a few of those players, played the game last season where the hammered us there, which is one of the worst Man United performances I've ever seen in my life.
That was I think that was a sort of watershed moment for Ollie as well. The first time I've ever seen him really angry.
Yeah, yeah.
And sort of not naming players individually, but saying some of these players aren't good
that
enough.
was when he came out.
Yeah, and
afterwards,
said they
wasn't
won't
it?
be here next season.
Yeah, and
And,
then
everyone was like, what's he on about? Well, he's too soft. And then he literally got rid of half the fucking squad.
Yeah.
So he was telling the
Yeah.
truth. But no, and that was a season, that was a game full enough where everyone wrote off Matic. Do you remember?
Yeah,
It was
Matic
like, he's
was gone.
gone. He's done. Don't ever want to see him in a red shirt again. Thankfully, I never
Have
said
6
that.
weeks off, come back, pretty good again.
Yeah.
But I think them losing to Arsenal will just have knocked that confidence a bit, just have softened them up a little bit, and I think that'll help us. So thanks Arsenal for that.
Yeah, never thought we'd say that
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
But yeah,
But you can now because they're like bottom half and that, so you don't need to worry about it. And that will never come back to bite me in the arse. So you don't
Yeah.
need to worry about that. No, but I think if they'd have beat Arsenal, if they'd have beat Arsenal, you'd be thinking, oh, this is a serious.
They could have as well. I watched that game, and they should have.
Yeah. It was just Aubameyang.
There was little
The
lapses,
quality of
and you
Aubameyang.
mentioned there about his finishing. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's finishing. He had a chance to at least get an equaliser, and I
Yeah.
think they should have done it a little bit better. And in many ways, it sort of flattered Arsenal that score. So going to scores. Joe, start with you. What's the score going to be?
I think
Some
it's
good
going to be really
news.
tough. I'm almost picking this prediction based on what I think my predictions for the 2 games after will be. So I'm going to pick us winning. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw, but I think 2-1 United, just because we've got this run of Everton and Derby and then Tottenham or City.
Who have you got this weekend? Chelsea?
He's not here.
He's not here. Who's Chelsea this week?
I'm not sure.
We covered it on fixture list. I forgot though. Bournemouth.
away, which is a tough game for them.
Bearing then Chelsea are having a wild time of it, aren't they?
But I
I'll
think
tell you what, if we go, we win and go fourth this weekend, I think we stay in that position. Even with City and Spurs coming up, I think we probably get something out of one of them games, if not both. I don't think both.
Tottenham have no strikers anymore. That's got to hurt them.
This is like if United had got, if we can keep clean 3 sheets.
Three clean sheets.
What the fuck did I say?
You said clean 3 sheets. You can go out and clean 3 sheets. Yeah, that's a different sort of sentence. If we go out and clean 3 sheets, implies that you can go and do a bit of laundry.
That means you work in a hotel.
Yeah. What you want to say is if we can get
sheets.
3 clean sheets consecutively.
How do I talk for a living?
I don't know. It's one of life's mysteries.
Anyway,
Glazers aren't going to be happy with your performance here, mate.
Sorry,
Seriously, that check's going to bounce.
Sorry, Neil. What were we even
3
saying?
clean sheets.
That was it.
Clean sheets.
If we can keep a number of sheets that are clean,
Yes.
I think that we probably win a couple of those games.
Yeah, I'd take 6 points out of those games.
Fucking
To be
right,
fair, I think...
and it'll probably be Spurs and City again and lose to
I think
Everton.
5 points wouldn't be...
That was the last. Yeah, that was the last.
5 points would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 5 is on... Yeah, but because you're taking 2 off each of the other ones as well. I think it's a really tough run against.
If you look at it though, like everything is sort of going the way you want it to. We're keeping clean sheets, and we've got a player that can score goals. So I'm thinking,
Bruno.
Yeah, and Bruno. Yeah. So I'm thinking that I don't know. For this one personally, I'm going to go with. I think we can grind out a 1-0. I think, and I think a few months ago, even a few weeks ago, that was almost impossible for us at times. You think, oh, this team can't do that. But I think now we can, because not only have we got the flair of Bruno and the sort of all the other stuff, but there's a bit of grit in there as well. And him himself, he's not soft.
No, he grafts.
Yeah, and Fred's not soft as well. Whether it's Matic or McTominay, there's a solid midfield that can put a foot in. And we've already spoken about the defence as well. We know what they can do. That's been Joe. That's been Steve. We'll have all the reaction from Everton. We'll have the fan cams and live phoning as well. Yes, of course, we'll be getting our briefs from the Glazer family as always. I've been Jay. This has been the Full Time Devils Everton preview. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.